Hi, everyone. I'm Karina Feuerstein. I'm a program manager on the Microsoft 365 Defender team, and I'm here to talk to you today about our automated cross-domain security and how it helps double your SOC efficiency. What is Microsoft 365 Defender? We started off with Microsoft's best-in-breed threat protection portfolio, which includes point products to cover security for the critical components of the modern workplace. It includes Microsoft Defender for Identity, formerly known as Azure Advanced Threat Protection. This uses Active Directory signals and Microsoft's Cloud Intelligence to protect against identity-based threats, compromised and malicious users, and lateral movement. Microsoft Defender for Endpoint, formerly Microsoft Defender Advanced Threat Protection, is our endpoint protection platform, providing everything from prevention to detection, investigation, response, and risk mitigation for endpoints. Then Microsoft Cloud App Security, which detects unusual behavior across cloud apps to identify ransomware, compromised users, or rogue applications. And finally, Microsoft Defender for Office 365, formerly the Microsoft Office 365 Advanced Threat Protection, which offers threat protection across email and other collaboration vectors like Microsoft Teams, SharePoint Online, and OneDrive. These products have traditionally operated separately, each in its own realm, and they do an amazing job at it. But we realized almost every threat actually spans across a number, if not all, of these domains. So we decided to embark on the journey of breaking the silos and bringing these products together into a coordinated cross-domain security suite. Introducing Microsoft 365 Defender, the next iteration of our Microsoft threat protection journey. Automated cross-domain security that out of the box combines the power of these products by merging their signals and capabilities into a single cross-domain solution, providing an end-to-end experience for protecting the organization's network. To achieve this, we've identified these top capabilities. A single portal in place of the multiple per workload portals, with unified entities built by normalizing and unifying the individual product signals. Stopping threats before they execute across all vectors, from emails to endpoint to identity, by coordinating across the protection stacks, leveraging the ability to bring together individual signals across the workloads into end-to-end attacks. Then automatically remediating affected assets across workloads, devices, mailboxes, users, back to a working state without the need of security teams to take action or build remediation scripts. Providing a threat-based pivot on threat intelligence and security posture, prioritized based on organizational impact observed in near real time, and priming and enriching data across domains to enable to easily hunt over the accumulated knowledge across all domains. And then finally, enabling a common set of management, APIs, and connectors across the suite. It's important to note that this is not a new product. It's a collection of new features provided on top of our existing M365 security products that mesh them together and provide new capabilities that are the result of this deep integration. If you have an M365 E5 license or a license for any of our individual E5 product licenses, you have Microsoft 365 Defender. Just turn it on and start enjoying the benefits. So in the next 20 minutes or so, we're going to talk about how Microsoft 365 Defender improves the SOC's efficiency, leveraging its unified best-of-breed, deeply integrated full protection stack. We will see how over 70% of threats are prevented from even reaching into the organization, with about 80% of remaining threat alerts reduced into fewer comprehensive SOC work items, and 75% of those automatically investigated and resolved for you. So SOC efficiency is more important these days than ever before for several reasons. threats are on the rise, which brings more and more alerts to the SOC. Over time, the SOC has collected a huge number of security tools to address the various aspects of dealing with these threats. And on the other side, SOC resources are scarce and often not sufficiently trained. And all of this exacerbated this year by the COVID situation, users and security teams alike working remotely from home. So how do we address these trends and the problems that they create? The multitude of tools in the SOC leads to added complexity, lost time in context switching, and results in more downtime actually for affected services. To resolve this, we'll see how the single unified portal for all Microsoft 365 security tools, deeply integrated to represent common entities, helps with reducing this complexity and making for a faster workflow. SOC teams being slammed with over 10,000 alerts a day results in alert fatigue. Many alerts are not handled, and this ends up being a longer dwell time for attackers before they're detected. Here, we automatically merge, group, and correlate alerts into comprehensive incidents, making these new consolidated SOC work items, greatly reducing the workload and helping end-to-end investigation. And we feel our customers' pain of being constantly understaffed and insufficiently trained, so we're heavily investing in automated self-healing of impacted entities and supporting Microsoft Threat Experts service for when the SOC needs an expert hand. To better understand how these and many more new capabilities we've introduced this year work towards improving the efficiency of your SOC, let's look at a case study of the SOC leveraging Microsoft 365 Defender to investigate and respond to a typical attack. The example attack we will look at crosses security domain boundaries, as many of them do. It starts with phishing emails, goes to infect endpoints, and runs some scripts for recon and to steal credentials. Then it moves laterally in the organization using scripts as well as internal mail, hosting malware on an internet OneDrive share. The unified Microsoft 365 Defender portal now brings together not only common cross-domain functionality, but also all capabilities from the existing Defender for Endpoint and Defender for Office portals, enabling SOC analysts to already work out of this unified portal without the need to ever go back to those individual portals for these workloads. So opening the Microsoft 365 Defender unified portal in the morning, our SOC analyst lands on a new and improved dashboard that you see here. The dashboard presents a unified state of security, including top active threats, trends in the organization, security blogs and news, new emerging threat reports, and more. In addition, the dashboard directs the SOC analyst to the next most important work item to focus on: high severity active incidents, remediation action, pending approval, and so on. Note that you're eligible to use Microsoft 365 Defender, as we said, not only with a M365 E5 license, but actually even if you only have an individual product E5 license. You can turn it on, start your efficiency savings right away, and over time, as you deploy more of your E5 products, the functionality in Microsoft 365 Defender will seamlessly expand to leverage the additional workloads. So let's go look at our incident this morning. So once upon a time, all we had were alert queues. Even with a lot of attention given to signal to noise ratio across Microsoft 365 and having invested in solid security posture, a mid-sized organization still ended up with an average of 1,000 threat encounters a day. Alert queues became long and winding and often unmanageable. So first and foremost, remember Microsoft 365 is a full protection stack, which means it is able not only to identify, but to prevent threats from reaching the organization across endpoints, email, cloud, and other common entry vectors. Collaboration across the domains only amplifies the ability to identify and block imminent threats. And with these capabilities, we estimate about 70% of potential encounters across all threat vectors are completely prevented, with no additional action for the SOC required. So out of those 1,000 potential threat encounters, only about 300 actually end up as actionable alerts in Microsoft 365 Defender. For the remaining alerts, Microsoft 365 Defender correlates those related to the same attack across all workloads, endpoint, identity, email, and cloud, together into the end-to-end attack work items we call incidents, presented in an incident queue, which we see here. Now, instead of 300 individual alerts, because of their grouping into incidents, the SOC has 40 incidents to work on, an average reduction of about 80%. New for the incident queue are comprehensive titles you can see here on the left, representing the incident's content, expanding to see the alerts in them, and a new incident API for third-party tool integration. As you can see, many of the incidents in the queue here were already remediated automatically. Our automated self-healing triggers on new incidents, automatically investigating all assets and evidence involved across devices, user identities, mailboxes, and coordinates automatic remediation with a goal of addressing about 75% of the incidents in the queue. So with this amazing 24/7 virtual analyst constantly at work, our SOC analyst desk is cleared and they can focus only on the more important about 10 incidents to handle in depth. In our attack story, the system generated a multi-stage incident. Let's drill into it to investigate it.
The incident provides an all-up summary of the attack, including the attack sprawl, how far it's progressed, mapped to the MITRE attack framework, the scope and impacted entities across devices, users, and mailboxes. In our case, we have 2 impacted devices, 2 users, and 1 mailbox. The main chain of events, as represented by the top alerts observed in relation to this incident, the current remediation state, what parts of the incident have already been auto-healed, and what parts still require attention, and all the evidence, hashes, IPs, and so on, collected in relation to this incident. If you're part of a SOC team, you know that Excel spreadsheet or shared notebook you use to collect all your notes when you're in data points during an attack investigation. Well, no need for that anymore. The incident collects all that data for you, making for a much faster and more efficient investigation. So to continue the investigation of this incident, let's drill into the alerts collected here. This view shows us the list of all alerts the system correlated into this incident as they were deemed related to this attack. Alerts are brought into the incident from all workloads, and the incident connects the dots between them into one end-to-end story. We can see the endpoint detections of a suspect LNK file and some PowerShell activity, a suspicious URL click reported from the email side, and credential theft activity detected on the identity side, all as part of the same flow of events. In fact, you'll notice that some of these alerts are generated by Microsoft 365 Defender itself because of the cross-domain signal correlation. New in this view is grouping of similar alerts within the incident for better readability. Let's drill into one of the endpoint PowerShell alerts for further investigation. To investigate the alert, we land on the new Unified Alert Investigation page. Whether investigating an endpoint alert or an email alert, the experience is the same and tailored to typical SOC investigation workflows, presenting all important details, activities, and related alerts in the execution sequence in one comprehensive view. The affected device and user account are highlighted at top to allow for quick assessment of risk based on organizational parameters. In our case, we can see the suspect PowerShell activity stemming from a WMI remote execution at the top of the page, indicating likely lateral movement of the attacker to this box. If you feel you've exhausted your expertise and need to phone a friend, our Microsoft threat experts are a click away to support your SOC with expert advice and threat intelligence. Fill out your question and email address, and our experts will get back to you with answers and advice. If we need more details about the affected devices, one click here brings us to the Microsoft 365 Defender Unified Device page. The device page brings together data about the device from all workloads into one view. Directory data, for example, from Defender for Identity, logged on users combined from Defender of Endpoint and Identity, and the device timeline from Defender for Endpoint. No need to go look in several different portals for pieces of the picture anymore. The SOC analyst can also take quick manual actions from right there. For example, now that we know this device is indeed compromised, we can isolate it from the network with one click until its investigation and remediation are completed. To track this and other actions taken in Microsoft 365 Defender, we can use the Unified Action Center. This is where all actions taken across the different workloads are logged. New to the Action Center is the logging of both automatic actions taken by the system as well as manual actions taken by SOC analysts. From here, we can view action history and approve pending actions individually or in bulk for efficiency when dealing with similar artifacts. We can see here that the system already took quite a few actions to remediate the affected assets in our attack. We can drill in for details. For example, let's go see what this file quarantine action was about. The automatic investigation details page is now a unified experience as an integral part of the Microsoft 365 Defender portal, enabling us to view details for endpoint and email-related automatic investigations and remediation actions by Defender for Endpoint or Office alike. Now we can also move to investigate Mike Barden's account, one of the users compromised in this attack. The user page in Microsoft 365 Defender is now also unified across the workloads and brings together data about the user from the different sources, including, for example, the user's activity timeline from the point of view of Defender for Endpoint and Defender for Identity combined. And if we really want to go hunt for more around this attack, surprise, there's a Go Hunt button here, as in many other spots in the portal, that takes us to advanced hunting in the context of what we were investigating. Go Hunt pre-populates advanced hunting with the initial query right off the bat, relevant to the investigation context you're coming from. For example, in our case, the relevant query for more details about the selected user's activity is popped in, so you don't have to know how to write it or spend the time to type. As a reminder, advanced hunting enables free hunting over the raw data from all Microsoft 365 workloads. Lots of new data points were added recently, including application and identity data and email post-delivery data. A new side pane allows us to easily inspect rows in the result set and take further actions from right here. Again, no unnecessary clicks, everything's at your fingertips to save work and time. And some cool new features were added to include profile information in queries. For example, I can now filter a file search for only those files with very low prevalence and those that are unsigned. Other new features include creating cross-domain custom detections. Documentation for all tables and fields is now available right here in the portal, and a new advanced hunting API enables integration of Microsoft 365 Defender hunting with other third-party tools. Great efficiency gains here too, being able to get in one query what you'd have to do in several steps across different tools before. Finally, once we're done investigating and remediating this threat, we can take a step back and look at the organizational level. What do we know about this threat? What's its current organizational impact? And moreover, what can we do to prevent it from reoccurring? Microsoft 365 Defender Threat Analytics reports are here exactly to answer these questions for you. New reports are published into the portal whenever a new threat or campaign emerges. It provides detailed threat intelligence, including target industries, goals, and TTPs of the threats across the Microsoft 365 workloads. And you can see at a glance in near real time whether your organization is exposed to this threat and where, what you can do to reduce your exposure and prevent it completely, and whether you're already impacted, hopefully not, but if so, how and where. We typically see at least 5 such high-impact emerging threats in the landscape every month. When these emerge, the SOC can do away with the running around under pressure, trying to find answers to these questions. The Threat Analytics report provides a CISO-ready view with all relevant information collected and summarized for them. So, how does Microsoft 365 Defender make for the ultimate security tool for maximum SOC efficiency? Let's recap. We've seen how the protection stack is able to prevent and block 70% of the threats coming at us. On the detection front, the deep integration between best-of-breed security capabilities across the different workloads makes for better coverage and more accurate detection. Incidents that bring together individual alerts into end-to-end attack stories reduce the work queue by another 80% and help simpler and faster investigations. And Microsoft threat experts are there for you to bridge any expertise gap. Automatic investigation and remediation works like a virtual analyst and takes care of another 75% of the remaining incidents, leaving 10 down from 1,000 they started from to work on. Then cross-domain hunting lets you find more signals across the extremely rich and large M365 data lake with quick go hunt pivot points that pre-populate your queries for you. And threat analytics reports provide all the threat intelligence, impact, and exposure data for any emerging threat to help the SOC be informed and prepared even before the CISO comes asking. Before we close, let's hear Milad Aslaner, one of our customer program managers, talk with one of our amazing customers, Rabobank, about their experience with Microsoft 365 Defender in practice.
Thank you, Corina. Hello, Nico. Hello, Raul. It's great having you with us today. You are part of the Security Operations Center. Do you mind to introduce yourself?
Yes, thank you for having us, Milad, today. My name is Raul van der Voort. I'm the global service owner of the Cyber Defense Center. And in that role, I'm responsible for the architecture, roadmap, product program improvement of the security services we have, including the ones we use from Microsoft.
Hi, I'm Milad. My name is Nico van der Haar. I'm also working in the Cyber Defense Center. I'm working as a lead cybersecurity engineer. My focus area is everything related to the cyber kill chain MITRE-ATT&CK framework. And together with Raul, we started this journey with Microsoft 3 years ago.
Awesome. So great to have you folks virtually here. So Raul, can you describe me how it used to be for your security team before you introduced Microsoft 365 Defender?
Yes, before we moved to Microsoft, to you guys, we were more point solution focused. So we had a lot of products that were best in class, were in the magic quadrant of Gartner on top. But the big issue we had that with that, from an engineering perspective, was that we were trying to integrate those products, but it's it was costing us so many resources, time, and the real added value was not always there. And also like from a security operations perspective, the team, the SOC, was having too many portals to do their investigation. So the efficiency focus was like hard, and that's why we were searching for like what's the best way to have that added value. And we're now focusing more and more on like we call it like the ecosystem, where the Microsoft 365 Defender suite is our like main foundation.
Fantastic. So curious, Nico, how has Microsoft 365 Defender, from your perspective, made your security team more efficient?
The visibility that we have now across and within the complete network, that's very important. So the efficiency there that we can make custom detection rules also, but also zoom in and do some more triage way faster than before. That's one of the most important things that we get out of the combination and the integration of all the products.
Awesome. Are you able to provide maybe an example?
At this moment, we can see where some of the attacks are coming from. Are they coming via mail? Are they? And then we can get them also to see on which mailbox they are. We can also see if a mail is still coming through and they are still on the endpoint. And we see an endpoint that's coming from mail. We can do a backwards engineering and remove all that kind of attacks and block that mail and all the mailboxes within the complete organization. And that is really a winning point for us. An improvement.
That sounds exciting. Raul, I'm curious, what does a typical day look like for your security team now? What are they focusing on with this new efficiency that they gained through Microsoft 365 Defender?
I think like the best example is that like recently we enabled the we're calling that like the single pane of glass. So the portal that's combined by like the several products we were using before, and that the team is now like able to focus on the incidents that are in there and to do the investigation in like one portal, one pane, and that like almost all the information and data that's needed, it's in there. And that's helping the teams to focus. And I think that's like one of the real added values we have now, that it's helping them to do a better investigation. And another example is by like moving towards this ecosystem, the rate of false positives, it's like it declined big time. So now like the incidents we have, it's like it's not always like a true positive, but it's like way better than before. And the SOC and the teams are like improving that like every day to work on the incidents that really are important.
Awesome. Nico, I'm curious, so you folks are using Microsoft 365 Defender and Advanced Hunting heavily. Talk to me a little bit about the Advanced Hunting capability across your security data. What does that enable you that you couldn't do before?
Yeah, before it was really hard to get all the data in one place and go start hunting from that place. Now it's already there, so we can do it based on, again, on the cyber kill chain, the MITRE framework. Every important data to start hunting is already there in one portal, and we can start from there quite easily. And before it was on an on-premise environment, we have to combine, we have to onboard all the log sources, and then we have to hope that the log source is still there, and all the maintenance around that costs a lot of time. And now it's quite easy. Go to the portal and do your hunting and start. So that's
Fantastic.
really a big improvement.
That sounds great. Well, thank you so much, Nico. Thank you, Raul, for joining us today. And with that, back to you, Corina.
Thanks, Milad, and our Rabobank friends. So this is Microsoft 365 Defender. In the bigger picture, Microsoft 365 Defender is part of our Microsoft Defender XDR solution, which together with Azure Sentinel, our cloud SIEM, comprise the full threat protection solution from Microsoft. We invite you to learn more about Microsoft 365 Defender at aka.ms/M365D. Check your eligibility and try it today at security.microsoft.com. Thank you for watching.